Hello, everybody. Gluten Tog to you too, Solomon. He's clearly awake. Clearly. I thought I sensed a horse. Oh boy. Hey, Pilo, what's up?
Hello, Pilo.
Hello. Wow, you won't say hi to Solomon.
I knew he was going to say something.
I knew he was gonna say something.
Hello, Solomon.
There we go. See, guys, we try and keep it somewhat civil. Somewhat.
Not after the election.
Not. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a spot that I didn't want to start talking on. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. I appreciate for the legendary status. See, that was good. That was nice. That was diplomatic of him.
Like the election.
Okay, we are not going to go into that because there's going to be arguments either side. We're not doing that. All I need to say is we love you guys. So thank you for popping on, listening to us here, and watching us online as well. I'm not going to lie, it's been a busy time. You know, we just had second breakfast. That's why, you know, you didn't see it on the slide up above or before or we're us talking about it. But I do want to share some details on that just for you guys. So we had 53 people out to second breakfast, which was the biggest turnout that we've had so far. We moved it to an indoor space so that we didn't have wind going everywhere, which was great because then we could actually sit down and enjoy our food. That was also another thing. It was catered, so it wasn't my bad cooking. Just saying that, stuff like that. Yes, some people even had fourth breakfast, 100% Pilo. That's right. It was fantastic. It was great. I still have scrambled eggs in my fridge from Saturday.
Are you gonna bring them?
Guys, how do I work with this here? Like, you know, you just like this guy.
You could have had breakfast. I mean, am I wrong?
Anywho, it was lots of food. Prizes were handed out. Of course, Nuggets won top on all categories again. So we are gonna nerf him next year. We're gonna nerf him hard. For all you gamers, you're like, yeah. For all of you who are not gamers, you're like, you're gonna shoot him with foam bullets? Like, what's the deal here?
We could.
We really could. You gotta feed him, Mike, or else he gets cranky. Apparently, I need to feed you. Yeah, that's fair. It's understandable. No. So there's that. We had a good portion of people out to give out T-shirts to. It was an orange wave. We had a communal walk, which was really cool too. We only walked almost 2 kilometers, but because we had like 8 or 9 people extra,
to like
we had an awesome multiplier to make us go up to like 14 kilometers each. So that was cool. So we are closer to getting to Mordor. We are
Mountain of Doom.
Mountain of Doom. We have today and we have tomorrow, and then it is no more. So
I still need to fundraise.
So if you got money that's just lying around and burning a hole in your pocket, you should throw it at this guy. Because he needs it. Because moolah. Help him. But yeah, sponsor his walk. QIU.ca/walk to Mordor. We are still taking in donations. Technically our end date is tomorrow. Wednesday, the end date. So by midnight tomorrow is your last chance to give. However, if you've been... What did Solomon do?
I mean...
That's a lot of gifted community subscriptions.
That doesn't help me, but yeah!
It's almost like I don't care, I'm just supporting the ministry. What the... Whoa.
That was 10 gift subs.
That's a lot of subs, guys. Solomon just gave 10
he's up to 200
subs.
He's up to 200 subs.
Oh no. Oh no. We hadn't even talked about what's the situation now. Don't worry, Tom. I'll find a way to ship some hay to you. Ha! Ha! That was worth it for that. So worth it. It was good. Thank you, Solomon. I needed that.
I'm like, it helps graphic word.
Repping the old
Doesn't
man
help me
here.
for Walk to Mordor.
Proud of you. Proud of you, Solomon. But yeah, so if you are, even if you're hearing this and you're like, oh shoot, it's like after Walk to Mordor, I still want to pledge some support, you can totally do that. Still send it to QIU.ca/Walk to Mordor.
I'll take it all.
Give it to Tom.
will take
Tom needs the love.
I'm like
Tom
$100
needs the.
off.
You're $100 off.
Yeah, I got Emily to.
Oh, good for you.
I had to make a deal with her. But...
Oh no.
No. It's good for her because she.
Yeah, but bad for you.
Well, no, she owed me 2 meals. She owed me 3 meals. I took away 2 for $50.
Well, guys, what do you think? Fair call? 2 meals for $50? You know, like today's economy? Yeah, you know. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like your limit for each meal is 25. So.
Oh, that's okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Sorry, 1 meal.
That was, guys. Maybe he should be into bartering. Maybe you should have been a lawyer instead. But that's a lot more education and more extra
I'd rather
money.
just work with wires and maybe electrocute myself.
So if you smell bacon, you know
Tom's
who.
gone.
Tom's just not here anymore. A horse lawyer. Oh no. We say nay to that.
Get going.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. All that to say, all joking aside, Solomon appreciated that.
I know he does.
Thank you, community. Appreciate that. All that to say, if you do want to support, you can keep on supporting. And if you are then like, well, I don't just want to support one time, I want to support monthly, you can totally do that. QIU.ca/donate. You can sign up to be a monthly donor to our ministry, a monthly supporter of our ministry. And there they got the information for you. The office crew around here is really good for that. And that would be fantastic. Yeah, Solomon's throwing it into the link for those of you on the stream. But again, QIU.ca/donate. That's a way to get in on it. So, yeah, it was a bit of a busy weekend, but it was a lot of fun. Did some walking, did some chatting, did a lot of chatting. He did eat.
I had like 3 breakfasts in one.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I had scrambled eggs for like 3 meals over the weekend.
Yeah, probably.
And then even yesterday I had scrambled eggs for breakfast.
You had like a whole thing of scrambled.
I had like a tub. It was like beautiful. I almost wanted to cuddle it, but that would be a little creepy. A little bit. What do you think, guys? Thumbs up if it's creepy, thumbs down if it's not. I think, wow. Tom already given the thumbs up prompt and be like, hello guys, work with me here. I think you can cuddle food just as long as it doesn't get hair on it. Which might be a problem for me with my beautiful beard and whatnot. It's an awkward thing. Okay. Without further ado, guys, we're going to flip on over to our Bible, Psalm 83. That's what we're going to be chewing on. Oh,
Sorry, I thought I got a message.
he thought he got a message.
Just
Watch
continue.
it. Psalm 83. It's another Psalm of Asaph. Just a reminder of what our last Psalm launched off of. We got to see kind of like what it's like to be up in God's space, in the heavenly realms. I related it to, it's like take your kid to work day kind of vibe, where, you know, here's God having a meeting with all these spiritual beings that are in charge of nations and stuff like that, and he's kind of doing a hardcore evaluation. Like, hey, have you ever seen your dad, like, or like your parent, like, have to talk down on somebody because like they messed up?
My mom. I was
What?
gonna say it's gonna be my mom.
Right? Was it scary?
No, it was entertaining.
Oh, it was under. Wow. Like, Tom's just like taking notes. This is good to know and stuff like that. Like, the vibe that you get in Psalm 82 is God's very ticked off.
Well,
He's
that
like,
would be scary.
not impressed. Y'all smarten up or I wreck you. I drop you down not just one peg, no, several pegs. It sucks. Don't mess with God, guys. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And all of a sudden I sound like I'm from the Bronx. Don't do it. Want to be Rocky someday. That's what it is. Okay. So now, launching off that, we're going to read Psalm 83 and really chew on this and stuff like that. Cool. O God, do not be silent. Do not be deaf. Do not be quiet, O God. Don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? Don't you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up? They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones. Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy the very memory of his existence. Yeesh. Yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. These Edomites and Ishmaelites, Moabites, Hagrites, Gabalites, Ammonites, and Amalekites, and people from Philistia and Tyre. Oh! Hello! Thank you for the new follow there, Awesome Sauce. We're just diving into Psalm 83. Hope you can read along with us and chew on this scripture with us as well. We are just at verse 8 of Psalm 83. Assyria has joined them too, and is allied with the descendants of Lot. Pause for a moment. Do to them as you did to the Midianites, and as you did to Sisera and Jabin, not Jabin, and Jabin at the the Kishon River. Oh my word, guys, I'm sorry. Reading's brutal. They were destroyed at Endor, and their decaying corpses fertilize the soil. Oh. Let their mighty nobles die as Oreb and Zeb did. Let all their princes die like Zebah and Zalmunna. For they said, let us seize for our own use these pasture lands of God. O my God, scatter them like tumbleweed, like chaff before the wind. As a fire burns a forest, and as a flame sets mountains ablaze, chase them with your fierce storm. Dang. Terrify them with your tempest. Utterly disgrace them until they submit to your name, O Lord. Let them be ashamed and terrified forever. Let them die in disgrace. Then they will learn that you alone are called the Lord, that you alone are the Most High, supreme over all the earth.
That's it.
Hefty.
Yeah, he's basically just saying, God, please kill these people.
God, just wreck them. Just do it. Oh, Pilo's throwing down. Feels like he's saying, where are you? We need you right now. We're in the deep, and we'll die without you. 100%, right? Like, the first bit is, like, all their old enemies. So, we're going to chew through this. We're going to chew on this, right? So, the first verse. O God, do not be silent. Do not be deaf. Do not be quiet. O God. So, interesting how there's two things to listen and one thing in vocal, right? 2 ears, 1 mouth. And it's almost like as if God's plugged both and he's not going to say anything. It's complete ignorance and ignoring stuff like that.
Isn't that 2 mouth, 1 ear?
Hydration, sir. Nope, 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Silent.
Oh God, do not be silent. Right, touche.
I was like, wait, 2 ears, silent.
Don't mind me. I don't think. Apparently.
I can see that.
See, guys, this is why I keep Tom around. He's the one to make sure that I'm specifying right. Oh, stretch. Ooh, knuckle crack. That was
I tried to hit you.
Don't hit people. That's rude.
Alright.
Okay. Oh God, do not be silent. Do not be deaf. And do not be quiet, oh God. So, God, you're not saying anything.
Show up.
And you're not even hearing what's going on. Like, what's going on? Like, there's no response back and forth. There's no communication. What's going on here, God? It's not cool. And don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? Ooh. Don't you see the arrogant enemies, see your arrogant enemies rising up? Which is interesting, because the uproar of the enemies is almost kind of like a flip around on the idea of what was the uproar of, like, the cries in Egypt, right? The crying out and asking for that. God, they're making fun of you. Pilo is throwing down there. Yeah, that's fair. They're being punks. They devise crafty schemes against your people, and they conspire against your precious ones. Very, like, mustache kind of vibes. Evil, maniacal villain.
He's also reminding God that these are the people you chose.
Right. They are your people. These aren't just, like, average Joes. No.
They're the people you brought out of Egypt.
Right? So it's implying a lot behind that. That's good. No, that's good, Tom. That's good. Because it is implying something there. It's like, these are your precious people. Well, what made them precious? Well, freedom from Egypt, kind of parted the sea so that they could get out of a non-escapable situation.
They messed up, but you didn't kill them because of Moses.
Because of Moses.
You would have.
So, still showing mercy. And in the midst of that, there were nations that were trying to destroy them while in the desert. That didn't work. Then
they walked around for like over 80 years.
40 years. Okay. 40. I'm helping you with the math. It's okay.
I'm tired.
For 40 years.
40 years.
And then they finally make it to the promised land. And
they all can enter, except for Moses.
Right. Well, so all these nations are like, oh my goodness, what's going on? They go pick a fight with Jericho, which is supposed to be like the one fortress city that no one should pick a fight with. Boom. God does it. Then other nations are like, oh, we got to rally together, and we start owning their face. Then God goes, no. Like, legit, it's when Israel decides to step in and fight for themselves that God's like, oh, no, that's not going to work, man. Like, it's essentially like that parent mode when you have a project that's due, and you go, well, I'll take care of it, and the parent goes, no, I got it. I got it. I got it. Did you ever have that?
No. Do you do that for your kids when they have school?
No, my mom did that for me. I remember my brother getting so ticked off. He's like, he's not learning anything. I'm like, no, I'm learning. It's like, what is this? It's like,
shut up.
It's a trebuchet. Yeah. And it's like, you lucky brothers, right? Yeah. They work with you.
I don't
All
have
right.
brothers.
You got sister. You got yeah. Okay. But no, like, they're plotting against God's people. And that kind of sounds like a similar structure. Like, how does Satan hit God? He hits God with hitting God's people, right? Causing problems there. Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. Yeesh, like complete destruction. We will destroy the very memory of its existence. Now that's interesting, because that's a very similar kind of idea of like when Israel was destroying certain towns. Now this is the interesting thing that you look into Joshua. It's only certain cities and towns that they did full-on destruction. And that was directed by God to do so. That wasn't even them going like, oh yeah, we're going to do that. That's God doing that. It's interesting kind of stuff that's tied to that. But this is almost an idea of like, well, we're going to pay back on this one. We're going to get our vengeance. Don't mind this. This is now going to be a food ASMR. So those of you who like listening to num nums. Oh, I love it.
Right,
More noise.
Right.
More noise.
All right, continue. Sorry. I'm hungry.
He's hungry, guys. He's hungry. Don't mind him. Continue. Yes, sir. Ooh, hey burrito nope. Is what Solomon's throwing down. No. He's having a heyday with it, though. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to be nice. All right. Even Pilo's jumping in with it's full of us.
You know what? I'm not streaming later.
Aww, now come on. It's all good. All right. So this is what's being said. All right. This is after kind of the conspiracies going on. This is where it's thrown down. Yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. This is also very similar to what's gone on in Joshua. Kingdoms started rallying and going against Israel as they were coming into the area. Specifically, these Edomites and Ishmaelites Moabites, Hagrites, Gabalites, Ammonites, Amalekites, and people from Philistia and Tyre.
Every mites.
All the mites, but not all might. That was a good joke. Leave me be. But these are all past enemies. That's the interesting point here, is that these are past enemies that have already been somewhat dealt with, but they've also been like that thing that keeps popping up. It's that annoying thing, that thing that just won't give up. These are like past enemies, but then here we have verse 8, Assyria has joined them too, and is allied with their descendants, with the descendants of Lot. Which is quite interesting, because this must be just before exile, or it's after exile, because it's talking about Assyria. This is now the new threat that's coming on, which was pushing. So this is before even Israel has Babylon that comes along and is supposed to be their buddy. Same with Egypt is supposed to be their buddy, but then they totally pull a Uno reverse card and go, ha ha ha, we're actually going to kick your butt. And kind of sucks. So they are feeling utterly surrounded. Pilo brought it up really well. It's just kind of like they feel like, God, where are you? Where is this? Like, these are past enemies. You've dealt with them in the past. We've had to deal with them. Like, what? And now there's a new threat that's coming on up. What's the deal? Where are you? But again, start of this whole chapter, O God, do not be silent, do not be deaf, do not be quiet, O God.
But aren't they also feeling like they always do in Israel? Where God isn't there for them, but he actually is, and they just don't feel it, or see it, or hear it?
Well, if this is the timing that it seems like it is, God's gone, no, you deal with it now.
Yeah.
This sucks so much. No, you have to learn this lesson. You don't seem to learn it any other way than for things to start sucking. And then it's going to suck for 75 years.
Oh, yes, it's this part,
Yeah, because that's the exile.
Yep.
But we're just before that. This is like the preemptive stuff. This would likely be when the prophets are starting to like tell Israel in Jerusalem or
Run.
Judah.
Run.
Right? Just run. Just like, you guys, you're going to be slaves. Like, you should really work on your thing with God. And they're like, we do our own thing. Suck it up. It's like, So the complaint is that, like, they're scheming, they're causing problems, but really they've allowed that kind of scheming to happen in their own backyard.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't been just.
Nope.
Be smart, people. Be smart. All right. So that's where there's this pause, there's this break. This realizing the threat, realizing the situation. And verses 9 to 18 really is a call for God to respond, to flex, to do the thing that he's done in the past. It's almost like the psalmist has gone, wait, I know what's going to happen. I know how this is going to go. Because things are going to suck, and all of a sudden God's going to show up, and things are going to be better. So far, we don't have that resolution. We do have a big ask for that, but it's not happening yet.
If this is the part where you said it is, and nope, you're wrong.
Nope.
Yeah.
You dying.
Yeah.
Or you becoming slaves.
So that's the interesting part of this psalm, at least. So we'll read through it, but keep that in mind. Keep working through that. So verse 9. Do to them as you did to the Midianites. Ooh, calm down. And as you did to Sisera. If you remember, Sisera was the guy who got the tent peg through the brain. Awkward moment when you try and nap and then a woman tries to, well, doesn't try, very successfully turns you into part of the tent. Kind of disgusting. And Jabin at the Kishon River. They were destroyed at Endor.
Star Wars.
Forest Moon.
Sorry, I had
Clearly,
to.
right? It was right there. Endor.
We women have great aim.
We women have great, right? Right to, gave him something to think about. Let's just say that.
That is why Hoff doesn't fight you.
It's true. It's true. It's why we don't fight. It's just bad idea. Just don't do it. They were destroyed at Endor, and their decaying corpses fertilized the soil. Really? Okay. Do I say it? I should say it. Oh my word.
We're not starting this.
I'm not starting this fight on the stream.
I'm not getting involved.
I am stepping away from that comment. I'm sorry.
That's great, though.
Okay. So they were destroyed at Endor, and their decaying corpses fertilized. Makes me really think of, like, the stormtroopers getting wrecked by little Ewoks, and you hear, like, and swinging, like, just, like, bashing and, like, destruction.
And then they also just cook the bodies.
And then they cook the bodies.
Also, Solomon, no.
No fights. No fights. But yeah. So Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is what Asaph wants. He wants
X-Wings, he wants the Force, he wants lightsaber.
He wants the Emperor get thrown down into a ginormous electronic shaft and be destroyed.
No, he doesn't die.
No, he doesn't. Well, okay. He did die, but like...
Okay, continue.
Anywho.
The Bible.
He wants utter destruction. Let their mighty nobles die as Orb and Zeb did. Let all their princes die like Zeba and Zalmunna. For they said, let us seize for our own use of these pasture lands of God. So they clearly looked at Israel and was like, yo, like, this seems to be pretty decent territory.
And a god gave it to them?
Yeah.
Let us have it.
And pasture lands really is interesting. This is where I gotta thank Rabbi. Too bad he's not on the stream. Rabbi, you listen to the...
now?
Yeah, Rabbi, you listen to this playback. This is all thanking to you. The pasture lands, again, God's people are often called his sheep. Israel is called his sheep. So the pasture lands is a place where they are resting, they are growing, they are developing. And they see it as like, okay, well, yoink it. Where be thy? I have a can of beans for you. That's awesome. Good stuff, Solomon. Good stuff. And then even goes further. Oh my God, scatter them like tumbleweed, like chaff before the wind. Guys, signal, hyperlink, go back to Psalm 1. Remember Psalm 1? The good are the trees that are planted next to the river, and they will thrive and they will always bear fruit in all seasons. But the wicked are like the chaff that are blown away, that they have no roots, that they are just destroyed, they are withered.
Also, I like how they're talking about ways God has dealt with people.
Yeah.
Like, the top part is how God has dealt with people.
Yeah, specific moments.
And then it's going to what people have said, and now it's getting to the power of what God has done before.
Right. Well, and like the call for wisdom of like, when we rely on God, when we can trust on him, all things go well. But if you're wicked, all the finger wagging, so much finger wagging. And then it goes even overkill. As a fire burns a forest, and as a flame sets mountains ablaze, chase them with your fierce storm, terrifying them with your tempest. Which also happened in Joshua, where God shows up in a giant thunderstorm and destroys a whole army.
Also, Egypt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh look at you.
Because
the hyperlinks.
He did block the
Hail and
Egyptians from
yeah
touching them.
Yeah.
A lot.
It was kind of boss.
And then just destroyed them with water.
It's kind of what he does. Look at that. Solomon's giving you kudos. Good stuff. We're proud of you. Good stuff. Terrify them with your tempest. Utterly disgrace them until they submit to your name, O Lord.
Ooh. I mean, fair.
This may not be the hyperlink, but what I automatically think of is in 1 Samuel, when they take the Ark of the Covenant and put it right in front of the statue of Dagon. And then so the statue of Dagon, first day, falls over completely, right? And don't forget to hydrate here. Oh yeah. Getting our hydration on. So when they put the Ark in front of in front of the statue of Dagon in the Temple of Dagon. First night, it just falls over, and people are like, "Oh,
Weird.
that's annoying."
Someone probably touched it.
Probably, they goofed around. Second night, though, the statue is wrecked, and the head and hands look like they're clawing their way out the door, like as if
It's running.
God just owned them in the middle of the night.
It tried to run.
And it's like, no! Like, the slow motion action pic where you see the hands clutching and then they pull away and you hear the screeching on the ground, and it's disgusting. And
I don't think I drink that much water here, Solomon.
oh, whoa. Hey, lurkers, did you know that horses normally consume between 5 and 15 gallons, or approximately 20 to 55 liters of water in a 24-hour
I don't think
period?
I drink that much.
Yo, you would actually get water drunk.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And also very, very dangerous. We're not doing that. Okay. But that's what I see here in verse 16. The utterly disgrace them until they submit to your name, O Lord. Like, it's like, come on.
I think
Just show up and own them.
What I think for like this whole verse, you should combine 16 and 17 together.
16 and 17? Alright. Utterly disgrace them until they submit to your name, O Lord. Let them be ashamed and terrified forever. Let them die in disgrace.
Ooh. Because I find it connects.
Ooh.
Because he's saying, utterly disgrace them.
Yep.
And then, oh, don't just utterly disgrace them. Let them die in their disgrace.
So essentially pull a David in front of Goliath
Yeah.
mode. Where it's like, okay, you think I'm going to get wrecked? You're going to, like, feed my bones to the dogs? Well, guess what? My God slaps your God's face so hard, your mama feels it after 2 generations, and then you're going to be dead, and the birds are going to eat you right now. They didn't
Cut
have a
them down
mic,
with their own
otherwise it would be
swords.
like the hard drop, right? Cut them down with their own swords. Yes, right? David just a teenager pulling out Goliath's ginormous sword and just lobbing off the head. Yo, Bible is not PG rated. Just letting you know.
Goliath had brothers.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
That's why I picked up so many stones.
He was like, I'm ready for each one of your brothers. Here's the day. Got my schedule ready, boys.
Last verse.
All right, let's hit it up. Then they will learn that you alone are called the Lord. That you alone are the Most High, supreme over all the earth. So in the psalmist, in the way the psalmist is going at this, right? We're going to review the structure. Because this is important why he's ending off on that note. Things are sucking.
Trying to get God to listen to them.
Things are sucking. Asking for God to listen to them. It feels like God has like, la 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 la, I'm not listening.
Telling God the problem, even though he knows the problem.
Right, he knows the problem. But the bad guys are showing up again. This is like a rerun episode almost. Except this is like the mega finisher episode, not the rerun, because all the baddies...
Yeah, this is when all the baddies group together just to destroy the hero.
Right. This is... Okay.
But they ain't the heroes either.
Okay, here's another nerd out moment. This is for my Power Ranger fans. I love you guys. This is like those big Ultimate Power Ranger battles where all the past villains show up, but then so do all the past Rangers show up.
Yeah.
That's what they're anticipating,
but
is
the
the
thing
past
is,
Rangers show up.
The Israels aren't the heroes in this.
No, they're not. No. They're the ones who just fell into the pit that was really stupid because it said don't fall in here. Yeah, so it's fair. It sounds like the only hope the psalmist has is that God will step in and destroy the baddies.
Yes.
And it's not even a guarantee. It's just hoping, and that's where we're counting past times where he's defeated said enemies. It's almost kind of like, well, God, remember you defeated them here. Remember you defeated them here and did this thing here.
But now there's even a bigger threat that joined them.
Right. Now Assyria showed up. And this is where it's getting serious. And so it's calling out that, God, you dispatch them. You deal with them like you've done before. But the last
and
verse...
we'll just relax.
But the last verse is all about the credit.
Yeah, you take the credit.
Because, God, you are the Most High. That through the destruction of other nations, or the destruction of these enemies.
They see why you are the Lord.
Right. Which is not a bad claim to push out there, because that's literally what happened with Egypt. That's literally what happened with the other nations as they were going to the promised land. He saved me before, I know he can save me again. Right. So it's like you put yourself into danger knowing likely dad's going to save your butt. However,
You keep on saying,
okay. So this is like where you think, oh, like I can go out to this party in the middle of nowhere and it's all fine because dad has figured out a way to get me out of there, stuff like that. But you've been texting dad. He's not responding. Party's kind of going a little too far.
Fights are happening.
Past bullies show up. You really need a bailout, but you're still not getting the text from dad. You think it's going to still turn out okay, that somehow that dad's going to show up last minute. But there's nothing really firmly saying that it's going to.
And you're texting your dad saying, you protected me my whole life. I'm waiting for you now.
Right, this is who you are, and you're going to be the most boss dad ever if you do this again.
You weren't before, but if you do this now, you'll be.
I will get you all the snack food. Father's Day gonna be lit this year. Very much that kind of vibe, right? But that's kind of what they're leaning on. They're kind of like, we got a situation where there's a whole bunch of enemies, and we're kind of euchred.
Yeah.
So God, please show up this way. But again, it doesn't end that God responds that way. So far, we've had a response from God in 2 other psalms, and those were the psalms before this one. And they typically are not happy moments. One is call out to spiritual beings and stop being idiots and trying to rule the world in not a way that he agrees on. But then the other part is that, people are not listening to God. So why should he show up for them? This almost seems to be like the latter development of like, okay, God, now it's been a bit. Okay, I really need you to show up. Like, this is...
We will die.
This is scary mode. Yeah.
Your people will become slaves again.
Right. So here's my challenge. Same challenge as... This is actually very similar to a lot of challenges. This is the same kind of one that we're throwing down. Do you still call on God only when things suck? Is your prayer life most alive when things are brutal? Because the thing that they are looking for in Psalm 83 is God being consistent. They're going, hey, God, you were faithful here, you were faithful here, you were faithful here. Here's a situation that's very similar to this, so that means please show up like you have in the past. But my challenge to you is, are you being faithful in your time with God? I'm not saying that it needs to be measure per measure, because there's no way we're going to be able to be at the same consistency as God. Sad story.
Are you spending time with God without needing help?
Right. Are you thanking God even in the good times? Are you appreciating him even when life is doing okay? When you don't have enemies surrounding you? Or is it only when enemies surround you that you all of a sudden have, oh, hold on. Remember when God showed up like this? That was good.
God, I need you.
You should do that again.
Remember when you helped me hit that home run? Can you do it here?
Can we do that? Can we do a replay button on that? That was really
nice. And then
nice.
I'll read your word.
And then I'll... Right. No, actually. Like, oh my word. Guys.
Oh, and I can't even say I don't do that. Everyone does it.
No, it's gaslighting God.
Yeah.
It is so gaslighting.
But the thing is, he already knows what you're going to do.
Right. And like, it's so frustrating. And I'm hearing it, and I'm hearing God going like, so Mike, how's that going? You remembering me in these good times? You remembering me not just in these valleys and stuff like that? I praise him on the mountains, I praise him in the valleys, but I know I'm louder in the valleys. Yes. Right.
Because when you're up high, you don't think about it too much, but when you're down low, you think about it.
Right. Right, because there's a lot more threats down into the valley than there is necessarily up in the heights.
Well, it doesn't even have to be threats. It could just be You're just not doing well overall, spiritually.
And this is not, okay, guys, don't get me wrong. This is not saying that you can't call out to God in those dark times.
Oh, no.
That is
you
not
can.
at all the case. In fact, you are supposed to. But don't forget God in the good times. Don't just make it that only calling out to God in the bad times is your go-to, your resting faith.
Don't wait till your deathbed where you actually
Oh,
call him
yo.
out.
Yeah.
I went there.
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, this is a relationship. This is what God wants from the get-go, is a relationship with you. He wants to invested time with you. He wants that connection with you. But that only works if you also put in that effort too. And God's not actually asking for a ton of effort on you. He's just looking for an honest heart that's honestly looking for him. David was a screw-up, and God still loved on him. Just saying.
Moses had speech problems.
Yeah, well, yeah. Pilo's throwing down. I prayed before I voted, and I prayed at midnight when I saw the results. I also pray before every Gambit match. That's awesome. If you guys are wondering what the heck a Gambit match is, you guys need to play Destiny, and it's a fantastic time.
So Solomon, you gonna join us for our next Gambit match?
Yo, actually, I could jump in too because Xbox working. Which again, thank you guys. Thank you.
Hey, don't thank me.
Hey, you were part of the planning committee. So
I was just there. It is all on
again.
Kilo, Hoff,
thank you.
and all of them.
It's been great. I've been able to enjoy Marvel Rivals and not having my Xbox explode, which is beautiful.
Oh yeah, he's been playing Marvel Rivals.
I can play Marvel Rivals.
All right, let's continue.
Okay. But yeah, here's my challenge is, are you talking to God no matter what the situation is? And are you connecting with him no matter what the situation is? Because that's where really rubber starts meeting the road, where you actually have a relationship. That's where you can trust in any season, whether it's the really crappy, sucky ones where you feel like you don't, where you feel like God isn't saying anything. He actually is still there. Okay. I'm gonna illustrate this. My oldest brother was the most silent dude you'd ever meet in your life.
Charles.
Yes,
Yeah.
Charles.
Sorry, I had to remember.
You had to say the name, didn't you? It's okay. No, anywho. My brother Charles, most silent dude ever. But he didn't have to say anything to show where he was at with you. And he would do that often by either some really cool, thoughtful gifts. Like one of my favorite gifts I ever got from him was Christmas back, like, I think it was like 7 years ago. He gave me a police badge that was from Metropolis, and it actually has Superman on it, and it's an official police badge that's part of the city of Metropolis. And I liked it so much I had to sew it onto my hoodie, and I like, it's one of my proud moments. Like, look at that, like friggin' brother. Or like, yeah, and he's so dead silent, and yet he thought of like one of the coolest, most caring gifts that I've had from one of my brothers. All my brothers have given me really cool gifts, but your actions speak louder than your words. Faith without works is dead. James chapter 2. Yeah, I believe that's where it is. It's either 2 or 3.
I think so.
But again, how are we showing that we care about God? How are we showing that we are invested in our relationship with God?
And then mine is, how can people around you see that you are in a good relationship with God? Because people can tell when you're not thinking about Jesus, or even thinking about your relationship with the way you act. So with what you said, Pilo, that goes well.
But also a reminder, it's not about brag.
Oh no, it's not about a show. You actually want your relationship to God, and even if people don't see it, you still have
the fruit of your actions will make a difference. Yeah.
People will be able to see it through your actions and how
You won't be a rage monster all the time. You'll be
okay.
Well, no, but no. But no. There's a result to spending time with God. Means you are sitting in honest prayer. You're honestly looking for Him. Be as humble as Moses was not exactly most humble when he himself put he was the most humble guy, and yeah, that was awkward. But
he was still humble.
Yes,
that's important.
And humble is the idea that he was willing to lay down his life for other people. He did see other people in a larger capacity to serve other people. I have a post that I need to send to you, Pilo, that's actually on the Hebrew word of humility. It's knowing your space and staying within it and being good with that. It's not exceeding past it. Anywho, but yeah. We need to be working on a relationship with God in a way that impacts us and demonstrates our relationship with Him, because that's going to make a difference.
Demonstrates how Jesus lived.
And do that no matter what the circumstance. Because Psalm 83, looking like a very desperate situation, and they're calling out for help, which is good. But also, these are past enemies, and knowing the situation likely in the context of what it was, they were asking for it.
Yeah, it's like, you may be asking for help, but what are your actions and what are you doing?
There might be a reason why God is not speaking.
Yeah.
And He's silent.
Alright, let's pray.
Yeah, or like not speaking and He's not listening. He letting you learn the hard lesson now. So, gotta say, I'm really enjoying these.
Ah! I'll be here every Tuesday.
See, there you go. Look at that. Until he gets a job.
Yeah.
So pray for that. Which brings us to our segment on prayer.
Prayer requests. Prayer requests. Chat.
Throw it into the chat, and we will read it off. But yeah,
prayer request.
Prayer request. Oh. So twofold, and I've done this before. So one is our Walk to Mordor fundraiser. We are slowly getting to halfway mark of our big goal, which is really awesome. And if everyone gets at their minimum 200 in, we will get there.
If everyone gets 400, we can make it.
Right? Everyone gets 400.
Actually, I don't even think everyone needs to get 400.
No, because some of us did a little...
Because of nuggets. And you.
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah. What? Hey. What? Anywho. I didn't even plan it. So, yeah, it was a blessing either way. I was totally... Oh, God's been good.
Yeah, prayer for Walk to Mordor.
Prayer for Walk to Mordor, for funds to come in, and that we would just be able to meet our goal. If not, that God will still use it. The other prayer request is I've been waking up with some anxious moments. Like, I've been having some anxiety. That's been pretty rough. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of need prayer for that, because I like sleep. I need sleep. I think it might be also how much coffee I've been having, because I've been having more so 2 cups of coffee each day, and that could be adding to anxiety. So I need to start drinking tea at night, because that will help ease me down. And
I was going to say something else, but I shouldn't say.
You saying I'm old? You're saying I'm old, guys. It's mean. But yes, okay, Pilo... pain really sucks today. Prayers I can get through the day, even just barely. Yeah, absolutely.
Solomon, Pilo. Do you have prayer requests?
Solomon.
Are those the little devil spawns gone?
Yes, they were. This is now the week after, so should
I'm just asking.
Fair question.
Job hunting. It goes well.
He makes billions of dollars.
No.
Right, trillions.
I would love that, but not gonna happen.
But too much right off the hop. Everyone gets a motorbike.
Wilson gets a new PC.
For home.
And the office.
I don't need a new PC for the office.
Upgrade, better streaming quality.
We talked to Ella. Come on, Tom, get us that Rona. Yo, Rona would actually be sick.
Well, I wouldn't just buy it for you. I'd buy it for
I know. Office. That would be for YFC, period. That would be amazing. That'd be... Okay. Sorry, I'm dreaming now.
We just need to find a billionaire partner.
because we can also open a cafe there, and it would be like a multi-use. Oh my goodness!
A little theater.
It would be so good. All right. Solomon's not sharing any prayer requests, so I'm assuming that Solomon, I'm gonna pray for your usual.
Your usual.
If you're not gonna be throwing down specifics at us. Question mark. I think he's thinking. Probably. Would make sense, wouldn't it?
Or he's probably gonna make a horse joke.
Probably a horse joke.
One of the two.
Hey now. Sorry, was eating. How dare you eat and sustain yourself? Actually, no. You really need to keep on eating. That's important. I'm not arguing with you eating. All right. Well, I'm going to throw it down, and then you can throw it down as we're praying, because that's what we're here for. Cool. Father God, I thank you for today. Thank you for the reminder that we can come to you in any state that we're in, even if it's something that we brought on ourselves. And God, I do pray that you wouldn't have a deaf ear to us, that you wouldn't hold back from speaking to us. But I do also pray that our hearts would be open to you, that we'd be willing to talk to you, that we wouldn't do the thing that we don't want you to do to us, that we wouldn't all of a sudden seem to have deaf ears or mouths that grow silent at talking with you. Help us to not just meet you in our desperation, but to meet you in our everyday. The reminder that you have been faithful. And sometimes us, well, not sometimes. It is us that needs to be working on being faithful to you. And not just when it's convenient or not when other people are watching, but because we want that connection, that relationship with you. So stir that in us, God. Push us forward so that when we are doing that, people are able to see more of you in us. We can be more compassionate. We can be more merciful. We'd have an eased up temper. We'd have continuous flow of love, and that we would be faithful as well, just like you. God, I pray for Pilo right now as she's going through a lot of pain. I pray that her meds would be kicking in, that her body would be responding to this, that she'd be able to have rest, that she'd be free from this pain right now. Give her relief to be able to push through. God, I pray for your hand to be felt in her hand. That almost like as if you're embracing her as she's feeling like huddled in this ball of pain. That she would feel you like a dad who's coming alongside his kid who's just absolutely in pain, broken, and just holding and loving and embracing and bringing comfort and peace over her body and over her mind too. God, I pray for Tom as he's looking for a job. Thank you for this awesome dude who just keeps on popping up and having a good time in these streams. But I do pray for a job to come on up, that there would be an opening, that there would be an opportunity for him to take what he's been learning in college. And thank you that he's now done that and it's passed and he can breathe. But now that he'd be able to find work that he would enjoy, that he would thrive in, and yeah, just be able to sustain himself and to then even be a blessing to his parents who have loved on him, on his siblings who are just fantastic, and just keep on loving on people as he has been. God, I pray for Solomon and some of these not so great news that he's been getting off of cancer and just what's been hitting him, and he hasn't been feeling great. Pray for strength for the day. I pray for hope for the future. I pray that chemo treatments would be actually doing something and helping him out and be making a difference, be feeling better, and it would be noticeable. I pray that it would be your hand on it, that next time he goes to see a doc, that they'd be like, what the flip is going on? Like, did you find like some miracle diet or whatever, like just blown away, and your hand just on him, or even his disposition, just to be able to keep on going and give him strength, because that can be so wearing when you're so exhausted and drained, and then also taking care of people on top of that. Help him to have rest, help him to have peace. God, I pray for this Walk to Mordor fundraiser, as it's got these last 2 days. I pray that you'll just, like, you'll do awesome work in our funding. That there would be money that just comes in and it's just like, what the heck? And just people wanting to radically bless our nerd community, and to be able to keep us going, to keep on investing in these nerds online, and what we're looking at expanding to in person as well. To love on people. I pray that more people would be catching the vision that you have for this ministry. Not what I've got, not what Tom has, or Pilo, or even Solomon, what you have. And they would just be like, yeah, absolutely, this makes sense. We just reach out and we invest. We want to help these nerds who are in dark places. So I pray that you would meet the need of this $10,000, that you would sustain our ministry, and we can point that to you. And God, I pray for my anxious thoughts, my bothered mind, my lack of rest, that I'd come to you, that I'd sit with you, and know that you are my peace. You are that stillness in the midst of the chaos. And I can rest in you, because my wholeness is found in you. Not in my efforts, not in what I'm trying to figure out, it's in you. Help me to remember that. And God, just be with us as we go off and do our different things, and just keep on being awesome. So we ask this in your name. Amen.
Hello, Rabbi.
Holy snap, Rabbi threw down some stuff. I was apparently missing out all that.
He got to sleep in. IDF came in, which is pilots.
Rabbi, you slept in, you lucky. Oh man, that's beautiful.
He got wine.
Oh, is he on YouTube right now?
No, he's on Twitch.
Then how come it's not on the multi-stream?
I have no clue.
What is
It
this?
hasn't been showing up since Solomon said
Unacceptable.
Oh my
wow. Okay. All right. I am the one guy here. Every IDF.
It's a pilot.
Oh, pilot knows. If you have to do pilot training in America, then you come here, you meet me, and I help you find kosher food. Nice.
Yeah.
Miklova. Okay. Not for study. Dang.
So basically, what happened? IFD came to him.
Yeah.
Gave him wine and kosher food.
Yeah.
The wine's for him.
Yeah.
Kosher food's for pilots. Yeah.
Dang. So, Rabbi, does this mean that, like, your other job search opportunity, you found a job?
No.
No?
This first message, slept in since I don't have a job.
Oh, since you don't have a job. Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's like, hey, I'm never going to sleep in. I'm going to do it for once.
Oh.
See how it is.
Overall, 7 out of 10. Okay, that's good. Well then, okay. Final prayer. God, right now we just pray that you would be with Rabbi in his job search, that opportunities would come to him, and that, like, man, the plethora of expertise that this dude has, man, chatting with him last Thursday was like, dang, man, it's really cool. Pray that you would bring the right connections for him to be able to A, sustain him and his family, but then B, that he would be able to thrive in whatever he's offered, and it would be a great opportunity for him to grow and learn and develop his own skills and understanding, and that he would be able to point to you throughout all of it, as I know Rabbi totally does. his heart is poured out to you. And so, yeah, I just pray for your provision for Rabbi and his family. Thank you for this really cool gift of wine and the bread to be able to sustain other people. That's a really cool blessing. We ask this in your name. Amen. Cool. All right. Awesome sauces. We got a stream that we got to get going to for Tom. It's only 11:16, so we got some time, and we're working on it.
So
there's some breathability.
That's behind.
Yes, that is behind.
That is way behind.
That is really behind. There shouldn't be that leg.
It is really behind.
It doesn't even register that would be a leg. Why is that so behind?
It's fine. We'll see what happens during my stream.
Well, next time I'll make sure that chat is up. And the multi-chat, we'll see you later. Anywho, guys, I hope you have a super awesome day. I hope you kick some butt in a virtual sense. And take some time with God. Meet with him.
And I'll be streaming in like 40 minutes.
And he'll stream in 40 minutes. So, see you then. Take it easy, you awesome sauces.